welcome back to Less Lethal Contingencies. And today we're going to try out something that I've been putting together for me to take down to the range when I start to go out to to do some outdoor shooting. I picked up a 48 CI tank so that I could just tether my guns to it and not have to worry about swapping out smaller bottles more frequently. So I decided that I'm going to test this 48 CI tank, which I pumped up to 3,000 capacity. This is a 3,000 tank. One of these days I'll get around to buying a 4,500 PSI tank, but this is indeed a 3,000 tank. As you can see there, 48 CI, 3,000. And I pumped it up to 3,000 capacity. So we're going to put a test meter on this and just check it and make sure that it is indeed 800. I forgot to mention that. This is supposed to be a standard tank or like a paintball tank where it'd be around 800 PSI. So we're going to verify that right now with my handy dandy tester here. We'll spin this large tank, 48 CI tank on here. And we'll see what it reads. And then once we get a reading on that, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hook up this tether line that I picked up. I did test it, make sure there wasn't any leaks, and it does function just fine. And we'll go ahead and tether the X-68 to it, the Punisher build. And I designed kind of chopped up a little bit in a couple different stocks and made a stock so that I could tether to it, and a shorter one so it'd be more comfortable. All right, so we got that on there. Let's put that slide check to on, and let's see what we get. Okay, so just like most of these, it's supposed to be 800 PSI, but it's a soft one. It's just a little short of 800. That's what we have there. Okay, but at least we know. We got a little more accurate gauge there. So we're just about at, yeah, actually, I can see through the liquid. Yeah, we are just about under 800. I guess that would be somewhere around, who knows. Just a little bit less than 800, I guess, is what it is. So, all right. So let me go ahead and turn that off, and we'll air that out. There we go. I'll just get all that air out of there. I got to work it back and forth a little bit. That should do it. Okay. Still was a little bit of air in there. All right, so that is our 48 CI 3,000 capacity tank, 800 output regulator. That is just a little under 800. Okay, so that looks good. Now we know what we're dealing with. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we'll put our tether line on. And I guess before we do that, let me show you the stock. All right. I have one of these 1913 stock adapters where you can bring it. It serves as an ASA as well, an adapter. So I got to go and screw it into the back of the Home Defense 24 long ASA power chamber, and with a 8mm male end over here for the tether to connect to. And I've remounted my digital gauge right here. Okay. I chopped down the buffer, chopped down the tube, the mil-spec tube down a little bit just to make it a little more comfortable, a little shorter in here. So that's feels much better than having the tank way out here. And that was the whole point in this, is I want to be comfortable when I'm shooting at the range. I don't want a big tank sitting off the back of this, especially now that I have the ASA, the HD24 long. It brings everything back a couple inches. So this is going to be more comfortable. And when I'm sitting down at the range or standing up, it's not a big deal to have a tether line. So obviously wouldn't be using that for home defense, but you know, so I made this especially for the Punisher build. Okay. So, and we got our 11.5-inch barrel with the 6-inch Reaper on here as well, that will be testing this configuration out on the 800 PSI, which I'm pretty sure I tested it on 800 before. It's not going to hit all kinds of crazy high joules or anything like that, but it should get me in the ballpark area in the feet per second that I'm looking for, to see if I can get out to 25, maybe 50 yards at the most, but probably 25 yards is what I'm aiming for. That's what the goal is when I'm doing some plinking at the range. So we are going to go ahead now and we're going to tether to this stock, to this 1913. That's what I'll call it, Punisher stock. Actually, I'll call it the Punisher stock. Why not? Got the Punisher guy on it, right? So we have this tether line here. I'm going to go ahead and spin the bottle on it first. It's a brand new line, so it seems to have its little muscle memory there from being in the package. It'll probably soften up once it gets warmed up. All right, so we got our 48 CI bottle, pumped to 3,000 capacity. Probably going to put that on the floor so I don't have to worry about it dropping. Make sure that the slide check's in the off position. It is. And I'm going to go ahead and, actually, you know what? Let me turn this on first and check the PSI again on this mini gauge. All right, so the mini gauge is showing, actually, it's funny, on this gauge, I'm sure this is less accurate than the one I just tested the bottle out with. It's showing us a little over 800, just a little under 900, so. All right. So we got that set up. I can feel there's air in the line. I'm just going to put this on the floor. And we're going to go ahead. Actually, if I can lay this tank down up here, that might be better. That might be a little better for me. Yeah, that works out good. I got a tank bag for 48 that I picked up that will keep it from rolling around and stuff. So, all right, so we got this in the off position, or else it would be leaking right now. We're gonna hook up. Actually, it was in the off position until I went to push it on. I gotta be careful for that, because this, unlike a lot of slide checks, these slide checks work really good. I mean, real easy. Very, very easy. All right. So I have it on here, connected on there. I turn the digital gauge on. Slide check's off. We're going to flip that slide check on, pointing it down. The gun's unloaded. All right. Bolt activation sounded good. Nice crisp sound. I don't know if you can hear it on the audio, but it sounded good on my end. And it shows 800. The digital showing 813.9 psi. Not sure if you're going to be able to make that out from here or not. Okay. 813.9. I'll put that bottle there for safekeeping so she don't roll around on me. We are aired up. Turn the laser on. We got the Crony set to feet per second. And we're going to try this out for the first time, this tether system, and see how it works. And hopefully it works really good, because I want to use this on Wednesday when I go to the range. If it ain't raining, that is. And I should probably... Let me put this down for 1 second. And I got to be careful with this because I got all these lines and things going on over here that I don't normally have to deal with. And I don't want a line popping off on me or something. All right. I think it's good there. All right. I'm not hearing any leaks. Actually, I take that back. I take that back. All right, we're going to shoot through this leak. It's not that bad, but I can indeed hear some leak coming down the mag well. I'm probably going to need to replace that inner birdcage O-ring on this one, just like I did a couple days ago on the Intrabuster Gen 2. It's been quiet ever since I replaced it, so I'll have to replace that again on this one. I know it's not the 011 because everything was fine with that one. But for now, we'll just shoot through it. I got plenty of capacity in this tank anyway, so I am going to put this down again. Put my ears on. And we're going to shoot a magazine of the 10 gram AR Tactical Jewels. We'll shoot a magazine of those. 6 rounds. And actually probably shoot 2 mags. We'll see what we get out of this setup. It's the first time shooting with this setup. And what I mean by this setup, I don't mean the barrel and the Reaper suppressor, because I've been using that a lot lately. But with this new, what I'm calling Punisher stock, with this new setup, check the pressure again here, 810.1 PSI. So it's the first time shooting with this, and it's definitely the first time using a tether. So if I look a little out of my comfort zone, it's because I am. It's the first time shooting tethered, so I do have the slide check on here, so I can degas very simply. If I have any problems, I can degas by just sliding that direction, and it'll degas. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are gassed up. 6 rounds of the 10 gram AR Tactical Jewels. And here we go. All right. Shot 1. 475.8. Shot 2. 476.4. Shot 3. 475.2. Shot 4. 479.7. Shot 5. 475.1. And it should be the last one, shot 6. 482.0. All right. That felt really strong. I gotta say, maybe it's having that much capacity, having a big tank like that, 48 CI, pushing 800. Let's see what the pressure is. We still got 810.1 PSI, it says here on the digital gauge. So that looks good. I'm not going to bother degassing. All right, magazine looks good. It's full of oil, but I did oil this heavily. All right, let's do another 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 rounds of the AR Tactical 10 gram jewels. The laser back on. We're still sitting at 810 PSI. We probably didn't even dig into that tank yet. I'm sure there's still lots of capacity, but we'll check that in a minute after 2 mags. All right, mag 2, 10 gram, shot 1. 474 feet per second, shot 2. All right, that shot did not read. I don't know what's going on with the chrony. Shot 3. 471.6. Shot 4. 471.9. Shot 5. That one didn't read either. Shot 6. 473.1. We will degas. Turn the laser off. burst of air right in my face. Oh my goodness. That, yeah, when it degasses, it's pointing right at me, just right in the face, man. It's nice. Almost blew the hat off. But that worked good. That worked really good. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That's going to work out good at the club. All right, let's see if we got anything in the handle. Degassed completely. Nothing coming out of this handle. All right. All 6 rounds. All right, that was the 10 gram ammunition. Tethered on an 800 PSI tank or regulator on my 48 CI 3000 capacity tank. Let's take a look and see what let's untether this first. So it's in the degas position or off position. Now I should be able to just take the tether line right off, nice and easy. And grab the tank. We'll sit this Punisher, X-68 Punisher over there. And we're going to go ahead and we're still showing 800 PSI on here. Let's turn this off. Now, once I turn this off, there's still air in the line, so I'm going to need to use that slide check again. I'm going to turn it back on. There we go. And we'll just degas that right out. Okay, and then we're going to spin this 48 CI tank off. Like so. It's a little heavier tank than I'm used to dealing with. So it's something you gotta get used to. So yeah, this tether worked out really, really nice, this tether line. That's gonna work out great at the club. And let's see what we have here. All right, we did use some PSI. We started off with 3,000. And it looks like we're just a little over 2,000 now after shooting 2 magazines or 12 rounds. I'm surprised. I would have thought that it probably would have been higher than this still. But it's a little over 2,000. Yeah, that's probably like 2,200 PSI. So guesstimating like, what was it, about 800 PSI capacity it used for 12 rounds of 2 mags. When I'm thinking 246, I should be able to get at least six magazines out of this tank. Hey, it's better than changing the bottles more frequently, you know, and then I'll just go pump it up or something if I take the compressor with me. The compressor I have, I can hook it up to the battery on the truck. So I'll probably take that as well. But, you know, run this, get what, 246, get 6 magazines off, have some fun with 6 magazines, and then go pump this up. I think it took me, when this was completely empty, I think it took about, I don't know, I want to say it took maybe 10, 15 minutes for that compressor to pump this up. I got a cheap economy compressor over there, so, but that ain't bad. I mean, what's that, a smoke break or something? Go take a break, have a drink while it's pumping it up, good to go. I'm going to probably bring some other tanks with me too, so I mean, you can always swap out the tanks. There's always CO2 if I want to shoot some CO2. So I think this is going to work out pretty good for me. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I got to say, I was impressed. I wasn't even expecting the feet per second to be that high. I honestly wasn't on a soft 800 like that. But it's not actually as soft as my other bottle. The other 13 CI tank I have, it's supposed to be 800, but it's only putting out like 750. So, but yeah, this worked out really good. This tether stock that I made for the Punisher build, not bad. You know, again, it's the 1913 adapter with ASA adapter, so you can plumb the high pressure air right into this. And of course it's being mounted to the back of the Home Defense 24 ASA with expansion, the long one. And then I have this short stock here, mil-spec stock. And that's it. And then we got the gauge. You know, got to have my gauges, man. It's just like your truck, man. You gotta have your gauges, So, anyways, thanks for watching. It's I think this is gonna work pretty good. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to comment. And yeah, have a great weekend. Peace out.